In this short video we're going to be talking about Shriekwing, who is the first boss of the third wing of LFR. In Castle Nathria, obviously. Shriekwing is an okay boss. It is not very hard to tank as long as you understand a couple of really basic mechanics that I will tell you about today. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Gyro, I'm your host here. Today we're returning to LFR of Castle Nathria and talking about another boss. So, Shriekwing. Shriekwing is the very first boss. There is a little bit of a narrative, a little bit of a storytelling kind of thing, which is a little lengthy for my liking before the fight. Once that finishes, Shriekwing descends and you need to fight Shriekwing. Alright, so Shriekwing is that one of those blind, huge armored bats. Shriekwing obviously uses echolocation because he can't see you properly, so he uses echolocation to find its targets. The tanks need to engage Shriekwing somewhere close enough to the pillars, to those 4 pillars where the gargoyles, the trash gargoyles descended from, and I presume you have killed them kind of as a trash leading up to the boss. I'm not talking about that. There is nothing particularly special about that little pre-fight, so to speak. Now, Shriekwing, if you're not running DBM, Deadly Boss Mods add-on, do it. Install it. That is the biggest and easiest, most impactful advice I can give you in any of my videos talking to you about LFR and how tank any of these bosses. DBM, Deadly Boss Mods, solves half of your problems, tells you exactly when to taunt most importantly, because tracking how many stacks of what has happened to the other tank is usually, in the mess of it all happening, the hardest task. So if you have DBM, DBM does it for you. Do it. Go to curseforge.com, install DBM, thank me later. Now, Shriekwing will bite the other tank periodically, and DBM will tell you, bite on the other tank, taunt, you taunt. Shriekwing will use Shriek, believe it or not, periodically, and that is an AoE damage, so you need to hide behind the pillar. Just run behind the pillar. I use Stampeding Roar sometimes when I can, or when it's off cooldown, and that's how I deal with Shriek. You fight him like that. He spawns these blood pools kind of under your feet and under the feet of the people. Naturally, if anything like that spawns under your feet, you don't stand in it. It's not the first it's not the first year World of Warcraft was out, so these basic mechanics like don't stand in a fire, we need to understand them. I expect you to understand it too. Once the fight goes into loosely, I would say, second phase, Shriekwing sort of jumps into the middle of the room between those 4 platforms and starts emitting kind of those swirly things on the ground which are emitting away from Shriekwing. They, I think, hurt you a little bit, but most importantly, they, I think, stun you. They either horrify you or something like that. It's not very good because during that period of time or shortly thereafter, I'm not quite sure anymore. Take a look at the footage here in the background. Shriekwing shrouds himself and starts wandering about. Once Shriekwing is shrouded, if he gets to you into melee range, basically, plain and simple, it's death. You will die instantly, okay? So you want to, while Shriekwing is shrouded, stay away. Very simple, stay away. While he's emitting those swirlies trying to find you, I believe that is also related to echolocation that the bat does, you stay away. Try to stay away. Try to be as far away as possible, hide behind the pillars. If he's wandering about trying to find targets on the other side of the room, you go to this side of the room, and vice versa. It's pretty obvious, but obviously, in LFI especially, it's easier said than done. Even most basic mechanics like these ones often go astray. It often doesn't go according to plan. We've all been there, we know how it is, and this footage demonstrates. We all knew what to do. It's pretty basic mechanics. He does Shriek, hide behind the pillar. He shrouds and does swirlies, hide behind the pillar, be as far away as possible. He doesn't do anything, don't stand in red, come close, damage as fast as possible. That's about it. That's all you need to do. Yet we still managed to wipe the first time, because, I don't know, something goes wrong, first tank doesn't hide, continues tanking as opposed to paying attention to others. You know how it is. Your biggest frustration and your biggest challenge, especially as a tank in LFR, is going to be to make sure that your partner tank is not a complete idiot. Let's just call it plain and simple. Because the stuff that people do And maybe on Shriekwing it's not as obvious, but if you will stay tuned to these little narratives where I will tell you separately about each one of the bosses, I think it's easier for me to publish these very short videos for you and publish them more often as well. You don't have to wait 3 days. There'll be another one about Sludge Fist, there will be another one about Generals, there'll be another one about everything else. Tell me in the comments down below what you're struggling with. So there are some other mechanics, there are some other situations, especially on Sludge Fist, who is the second boss after Shriekwing, yeah? Where it's just frustrating when the partner tank doesn't do the right thing, plain and simple. On Shriekwing, I think you'll be fine, it's not a very hard boss. So good luck to you, and I hope you will find this video, this short little video. Again, I'm experimenting with evolution of my format a tiny bit, because not many of you, let's be honest, are watching these videos. Take a look at the number of views that people had when we were preparing for Shadowlands. There were 50,000 people watching this kind of stuff, because everyone wanted to gear. I had a lot to say to you. Right now, there is this content that everyone is right now consuming. I wonder if this is actually sparking any of your interest. If it does, talk to me in the comments down below. If you see exactly where I can add value and where you didn't see such similar value from other channels, this is most helpful for me to evolve my content and make it more relevant for you. But it's also hopefully helping you and, you know, providing sort of reliable source of fun as well. So let's help each other here. Talk to me in the comments down below what else you want to know. Other than that, tune in for more LFR boss videos, other kind of legendary power guides, other kind of alt guides. I'm still playing World of Warcraft, not going anywhere. Thanks very much for tuning in today. Talk to you very soon to talk about Sludge Fist and more. See you later. Bye bye.